And we have a quorum with Roger Dill, Randy Allen, Art Jackson, and myself. Okay? First matter due is to read December 19th minutes, 18th, sorry, minutes.
Okay. That's the whole minute, sir. Okay, motion by Arthur Jackson to remove proposed line item 48 from reserve portion of the budget and create a line item in the opening budget to be designated as drainage and waterways maintenance. And 25,000 of the operating account balance should be set aside for that purpose, and that $17,600 of the operating account be moved to the reserve account to fully fund the hurricane cleanup, and that an additional $8,400 be moved from the operating account and moved to the reserve account to fund the re-roof clubhouse, and that an additional $20,000 be moved from the operating account to reserve account to fund legal, and that $10,000 of the operating account be shown under general administration expense. Motion carried 4-3. Motion to adjourn by Arthur Jackson, seconded by Reggie Allen. Motion carried. Next scheduled board of directors meeting to be determined.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you unanimously. The members who wish to address the board on agenda motions may do so once the motion has been seconded, and will have 3 minutes to comment. If issues, if any, not on the agenda, may be heard upon adjournment of the board meeting. Board members are not required to stay after adjournment.
Where is that one? That in our Bible?
The meeting's over. Anyway, Roger, you want to go ahead with the financials?
Okay, cash balance as of January 19th is $83,224.43. The operating account as of December 31st is $44,588.38. The reserve account as of December 31st, 2014, $105,899.57. Delinquency, there's no liens, no collections. Fourth quarter is $2,885, and no references.
Okay, we'll go on to the report, grounds. All right.
Okay, if I can find my report here. Okay, grounds committee report. Community inspection revealed fewer violations regarding yard clippings. It's getting better. Architectural committee report. Lot 40, St. Andrews, approval of re-roof tile.
Thank you. Waterways Committee, Jack is not here, he's absent. We'll have to go on to Communication Committee. Communication is in process of having the annual election packages mailed out to each homeowner. Security.
A neighbor in Greenbrier section reported an intruder into his home during a Christmas party and subsequently was arrested after police being called.
Audit Committee.
The audit's to be completed by the end of February.
Okay, the beautification committee is Andy Curran, he's not here, he's absent. Hospitality, I contacted Sherbrooke Golf and Country Club and met with the general manager and discussed the HOA's annual election meeting needs and the menu. The menu was selected, and the contract's been signed and the deposit delivered. Sherbrooke Golf and Country Club has donated a round of golf again this year for 4. Recreation Committee.
We had 2 people die in the community about a month ago.
Well,
I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no action been taken as of yet.
Okay. Nomination committee, Art.
Nomination committee members are Brian Johnson, Judy Ferrante, and Robert Stockton, sorry.
Okay. Orientation committee, nothing pending at this time. The covenants committee, nothing at this time. The legal committee, the bankruptcy was dismissed, and all monies due to the associations have been collected. Old business, the notice of the board meeting sign has been tabled. I've asked Jack for a status update, but none has been given. The code of ethics mission statement has been tabled. Design and obtain price for the property recorder sign. That's the beautification committee, which is Andy. Got nothing on that. And the community survey has been rejected by the board members. All right, so moving on to the governing documents.
Yes, I have a motion in regards to the documents. Since September of 13, we've been working on getting the articles of bylaws and covenants reviewed and revised to comply with current law. And it's well past time to get that done, so I make a motion that we have all the docs reviewed by our association attorney, Mr. Gelfand, and find out what needs to be reviewed and revised.
I'll second the motion. It's best to get somebody, a person in that profession that can actually review that. None of us have that expertise.
All right, discussion.
Last year, prior to the annual meeting, there was an amendment that was supposed to be, or that was prepared to be brought up with the annual meeting about the changes in the, is it the articles of incorporation?
Right.
That's the stickling point, because it requires a 75% positive vote to change anything.
It was what now?
To change anything, you need a 75%, not a simple.
Not to change anything, you said?
To change
Oh,
anything,
to change, yeah, that's why we want to review it and get it.
because that
up
was
to date.
already prepared last year, but we never, it was
We
never
had it
part of-
prepared in September of 13, and some of the board members have had amnesia after they reviewed it. They couldn't remember seeing it, and it was tabled.
Probably a year and a half ago.
Yes. We all went to the Gelfand's office, and we all hashed it out, had it all
That
finished.
was even done a few years before that, they were trying to
Yeah,
change
I mean,
that.
this should have been done a long time ago. They're obsolete.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we can't really change things on our bylaws until we change that, because we're stuck with the
We're gonna have it
75%.
all reviewed by Gelfand
Mhm.
and do it.
Well, I thought that already had come out,
What-
yeah. All
Well,
right.
it was, but it was wasted because some people couldn't remember seeing it.
Got it in the mail, but okay.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, passes unanimously. All right. Next. Some new business, the motion to approve the board of directors.
Natalie, do you have an extra page? We just talked about that. It's not on this agenda. Covenants Committee, is that what that was that you just discussed, the Covenants Committee?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. But you said new business, and I don't see that here.
Covenant.
You were under unfinished business. Yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve the board of directors of Sherbrooke HOA annual member election procedures.
And I have a motion on that. Motion to approve following annual members meeting election procedures resolution. An annual members meeting is scheduled for April 11th, 2015. Directors will be elected at the annual members meeting, and to allow sufficient time for nominations to be printed on a ballot and to allow sufficient time for the ballot to be mailed, nominations for directors' elections must be delivered so they are received in writing by the association at 661 Lyons Road, Lake Worth, Florida 33467, no later than a deadline of noon on Monday, March 2nd, 2015. Nominations received after the deadline will not be included in the annual members meeting election ballot mailed to members. Nominations must be delivered by the nominee and received by the association in a manner to provide the member a written receipt such as certified mail return receipt requested, private deliveries such as Federal Express or United Parcel Service signature required, or a signed receipt from the property manager. Notice of a candidacy must be provided to the association in a manner so that the candidate obtains a written receipt of delivery. The name of a candidate whose notice of candidacy is received after the deadline will not be included in the annual members meeting election ballot mailed to the members. If a candidate desires the association to include the candidate's information sheet with the ballot materials, then the candidate must provide the association by the notice of candidacy deadline a one-sided letter-size candidate information sheet to be duplicated on white paper with black ink. To ensure compliance with Florida law, a member may cast an absentee ballot only by using two specific pieces of paper: a ballot form provided by the association and a properly completed proxy. Both the absentee ballot and a completed limited proxy must be delivered by the voting members so that the ballot and proxy are received together by the association at the annual members meeting before balloting closes. Votes must be clearly marked by an X or a check in the space before the name of the nominee for which the owner wishes to vote.
So what are the dates then for the first and the second notice?
I'm sorry.
The dates for the first notice of the annual meeting, the dates for the second notice. Okay. And just guess
I didn't hear an answer to that.
Jim said yes.
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear an answer to her question. First and second notice dates.
I can't hear you.
What are the first and second notice dates for?
Jim said it's looking
He's
at
got
it.
it here.
Okay. I thought you had it in front of you, or you read it out loud.
No.
Well,
I have a question. In regards to that,
Yeah, speak up.
I went to a seminar in regards to election procedures, and I was told that a proxy is not needed to cast a vote. It has absolutely nothing to do with the ballot. So is it in our bylaws that makes it change? Is it Florida state, or I don't quite understand why we would need a ballot. I was also informed that as long as any neighbor decided they wanted to vote and they followed your procedures about putting it into the proxy envelope, the ballot envelope, and the outside, that as long as that envelope was sealed, I could bring in 100 residents' votes and they would have to be counted. Now, I know in the past I've had a problem with that, and I wanted to just get that clarified, but I also was told that it is not necessary to have a proxy to have your vote counted. The proxy is only in regards to the fact that we need a quorum to hold the meeting and do whatever else. Has nothing to do with casting a ballot. I'd like to get that straightened out.
Under the statute.
which one is that, John? What statute, please?
720. What,
720 point what?
723/03, can't tell you the exact subparagraph without looking at it.
Okay.
But what it says is, if you have a requirement for a proxy, in your documents, you may use them. If you don't have it, you may not use it. You do have it in your documents, and you may use it.
So our documents show that you must submit a proxy.
Not, it says if what the document reads, the law reads, that if there's a provision in your documents, you may use proxies. And the decision was made to use the proxies. We've done it every year.
Okay, but that, wait a second, I'm just confused by what you're saying. If our bylaws or documents don't specify that,
They do.
okay, it specifies that you must have,
It doesn't say must.
okay, may. So the board decided to enact that?
They've been doing it every year.
I don't care what they've been doing.
Yes, yes,
So
the
that's
answer
what
is yes.
they decided to,
That's the motion I just made.
okay, so that means that this year we must have that.
Always have.
No, I know we always have, but I was told by the law that that's not the case, and that's what I'm trying to clarify. Yes, sir? Do you have something else, or, I mean, I'd like to see proof of that then.
Law statute 720/2014.
And it's in the bylaws also, you said?
7/20/14.
714 is the statute's new date.
I have the old
You got the old one.
I have the old in my box.
All right, I'm gonna.
If you turn in your ballot and you're going to be at the meeting, there's no need for you to put in a proxy.
Okay, sign
A
the
proxy
register.
is, if you're not going to be there to vote, or you're not turning in your ballot, that if there's other items on the floor during the annual meeting, somebody else can cast your vote for you. You know, in other words.
Right.
Well, it's not only for that, it's also